Let's think about what we have in common between Finland and Japan. And Marco told me we both are rapidly growing Asian country. I didn't know it, but we have another things to be shared. What is that? It is nature. Both of countries have rich forest land. Finland and Japan, about 70% of the land is covered by forest. The Finland is the highest and Japan is the third in advanced countries. Then, what is different? Even though Finland makes advantage of natural resources by producing wood products or paper or biomass energy, Japan just abandoned the forest. This is a ratio of self-sufficiency of lumber. Let's look into a little more details. So yesterday I visited Fiskas village. It was a beautiful village, but I'm also inspired by how much Finnish people embrace the rich culture of nature, especially wood. And Onoma exhibition was held. It is about wood. So the title is We Love Woods. And about 50 artists and master carpenters joined the exhibition and showed very traditional method and latest technology and how much we can use wood as a precious material. And also I'm inspired by the concept of every man's right. It is amazing that legally people are assured to enjoy the countryside life. It is never hard in my country. So let's see the situation in Japan. This is a trend of self-sufficiency ratio of lumber in Japan. And the chart on the right, it started from 1955 to 2012. And you can clearly see the sharp drop. And still stagnant around less than 30%. Why it happened? Because after World War II, the nation needed wood to reconstruct the nation. So the government promoted to planting. So people planted roughly 50 years ago. The people planted trees everywhere in the country. And now it counts for 40% of our nation's forest. But after the trade liberalization of wood in 1964, the price of wood sharply dropped in Japan, and most of the owner of the land just abandoned because they knew they couldn't earn money from wood, but even worse, they lose money to maintenance the forest. And the situation is like this. Too dense trees doesn't allow sunlight reach to the ground. And poor trees, because they are not thinning, thinning is not done. That causes more often water flood and sometimes electricity blackout in a village area because falling trees sometimes cut down the electric wire. And each city government pays lots of tax to fix them, but not solve the situation. So my challenge is to bring innovation in forestry business in Japan with technology and design the sustainable forest for the future like your country. But before explaining my latest challenge, let me introduce what I have done in the past. As Hannah explained, I'm running a creative agency and cafe and doing a research for innovation. The Loftwork is a creative agency founded in 2000. And now we have about 100 staff and we manage roughly 500 projects every year, mostly for innovation. So we design innovations in product, business, services, government policies, that kind of things. So digital design includes digital strategies for big companies, or product design include field research, ideation, prototyping, like design thinking things. We sometimes design the space or architecture, or sometimes the city planning as well. And this is an innovation space for the university and the local town in Tokyo area. And sometimes we committed to the policy making in national government for innovation, but sometimes we are happy to work with local city government, which has rich nature and historical culture. So this is one example of how we work with city government. The name is Ishigaki Island, the southest part of our country.
Located in the south of Japan, close to Taiwan, Ishigaki Island has a population of about 50,000. Previously, it flourished as a trading port with Asia, but is now a popular tourist beach resort. Ishigaki City is rolling out an array of initiatives in a bid to sustain this popularity into the future. Usio Design Project. Usio means tide in English. Just as the ocean's tides mix water from all around, creating an abundant fishing ground, we hope this project brings together people from all over Japan and the world, people to mix with the locals. Ishigaki Island is home to many local makers offering unique products native to the island. We held a contest online calling for package redesigns for these products. The contest was rolled out on our creator platform that boasts over 20,000 registered users. We have generated a significant amount of noise on SNS, blogs, and in other viral media with articles introducing stories of Ishigaki's local makers and their products, the majority of which have yet to be featured in the media. Thanks to media coverage of the Usio Design Project, over 30,000 people from on and off the island read about the project and the island, giving them a chance to think in depth about Ishigaki. Design starts with a deep understanding of the subject matter. Through this contest, many people learned about the island and shared their own story of Ishigaki. In fact, we received 431 redesign submissions from around the world. Creators selected in the contest were invited to visit the island and completed their designs after witnessing the local makers' work with their own eyes. The Usio Design Project showcases the island stories and fosters connections between the local makers and designers. Their redesigned products will pass these stories on to island visitors and their friends and families. Usio Design Project.
So this is what I'm doing at Loftwork, but let me explain about our new challenge, that is FabCafe. We opened a cafe 3 years ago, but it's not a normal cafe. It's a cafe with digital fabrication tools. And we place lots of digital fabrication tools like laser cutter, 3D printer, digital sewing machine, or 3D scanning machines. And everyone can just walk in and watching how such tools are used, or of course, they are welcome to jump into the social fabrication activities and every day. And please see how FabCafe is interacting the people using the tools and small. This is a short movie.
The makers movement is booming. FabCafe was born out of a desire to put the movement at the center of the community. Our vision is shared by Fab Labs, and they have recognized us as a member of the Fab community. With cafes in Tokyo, Taipei, and Barcelona, FabCafe is building a global network and marketplace for creators. It's our dream that creative collaborations in Fab Cafes around the world will transform the relationship between design and digital fabrication. We want to share this message with creators everywhere, so we make something we think is really amazing. The Fab Cafe brand book is a child of the tools of Fab culture. First, a 3D object was drawn using CAD, computer-aided design technology. Then, the 3D object was sliced into pages. Finally, each of the pages was cut with a laser cutter. The resulting 360-degree book reveals a beautiful 3D image as if by magic. Fab Cafe brand book. We look forward to welcoming you to the Fab Cafe Global Network.
So these new expressions with digital fabrication tool won lots of international design award. But we started FabCafe not for business or not for just fun, but I felt such tools will change our life and our business. So instead of just waiting to see how the future will be, we decided to design the future by ourselves. So this is a global network to design the new way of products, or new way of distribution, or a new way of design businesses with such tools. That's our mission. And every day, many designers and artists explore the new possibility. This is also one example using 3D printers. Can you imagine what it is for? Like some people say this is ice, but it's not. It's a helmet for the crab. We 3D scan the shell and print out the own city helmet for each helmet crab. So this is New York version. And we can design each city, maybe Helsinki version. And the end of this month, we will be opening FabCafe in Toulouse. So I think it's either Barcelona or Toulouse might be close to Helsinki, I think. So if you have opportunity, please visit any of FabCafe. But we will also opening the second FabCafe in Japan, and that is connected to my challenge in forestry business. So, and it's about Hidakuma. It's a bear, dancing bear in the forest. If forest is very maintenance, then bear will dance. That is a concept of new company. And the new company is founded in Hida area, 5 hours from Tokyo. By the way, how many people have been to Japan in your... Wow, more than 60%. Thank you. But maybe none of you visited Hida, I think. Oh, one. Thank you. Maybe then you can give a talk instead of me. But this this is village, like Fiskas, but traditional village with traditional Japanese wood house, and not touristic village, still they keep their own life there, like this. And 90% of the land is covered by broad-leaved tree. But the situation is the same. This village is ailing the not maintenance tree. So I happened to visit this village, and I have fell into the love with the city and decided what we can do for this village. And I had an inspiration. Why don't we connect digital fabrication tools to find a new possibility of wood and maybe forest? That's the new company's mission. There is the factories for trees, and drying the lumber like your countries do. But this area is historically known for traditional kumiki technique. The kumiki is Japanese, but it's a very special joint wood structure. And the light image is famous architect, Japanese architect Kengo Kuma. He made a Starbucks with kumiki technology. And more architects are interested in this joint of wood because it doesn't need any nails or irons, but the structure itself has the enough strength as a building or house, and it has flexibility because we can only change the aged wood and keep the house as it is. So very convenient structure as well. So we decided to open a FabCafe, and we bought a traditional house, this here, and invite and allow lots of innovative people, entrepreneurs from the world, and see the traditional techniques, and using digital fabrication tools like 3D structure of joint wood technology that will allow young architects to prototype the new buildings or houses. So this is a place. And we invited some designers to the village. Staying only a few days inspired them a lot. And this is how to renovate the chair using joint of wood. And some part are 3D printed, some part using wood, but all are connected without any nails. Or this table is as well. And also, we want to use technology to bring the new possibility, because the tree is round, but most of the product is square. That means less than 50% of tree is used as a product. More than 50% are garbage or burned into the fire. So why don't we use technology to make better use of tree? That will change the situation a lot. And this shows it's not our work. I think it's from Nordic countries, I think. Estonia. Is it which country's company? Estonia. Estonia. Yeah, Estonia. But it shows the flooring could be freeway. Yep. But it requires technology. Simulate how to take the straight, wood from round tree, and then computer will simulate how to fit each part. So we are thinking we will develop this kind of system, but not only for this, because Japan has advanced, robot arm technology. So if we program the new algorithm for robot arm to cut the trees for us, making furniture, flooring, or help, cutting woods, that kind of experiments will be held in Hida area. So I want to learn more from you, and also we want to invite you to come to Hida, a new challenge to use forest. And I believe technology, we do a lot of innovations for businesses, but technology is not only for business or for entertainment, but it is for nature sometimes, and designing sustainable forest will be a gift 100 years later in Japan. That's my talk. Thank you very much.